Alright guys, we have a twist. Drop your buffs, we're merging. But we are going to do our first immunity challenge right now. Person who wins, 1 in 9 shot winning this game. And one of you will be voted out. Today's challenge, they will start with the first part of fire making. First 3 people to make fire move on to the final round, where they will stand on these beams. Last one standing wins immunity and is safe tonight at Tribal Council. No longer playing for tribal immunity. This is now what you covet. Individual immunity. Let's draw for spots. Seconds into the challenge, Ethan makes fire. He's moving on to the final round. It looks like Bo is getting close. Andrew now has fire. Everyone else is struggling, except for Sarah and Bo, doing pretty good. Bo gets fire, moving on to the final round. Andrew, Bo, and Ethan will compete for individual immunity. For the final round, you have to stand on these pedestals for as long as possible. Let's do it. Wobbling. Bo is wobbling. He caught himself. And he falls. In the process, he knocked down Ethan and Andrew. They will reset. And this challenge is back underway. 2 are left. Only 1 can win immunity. Andrew jumps down from the challenge. Ethan wins immunity, is safe tonight from Tribal Council. Congratulations, Ethan. You cannot be voted tonight at Tribal Council. Alright guys, head back to camp. It feels awesome that I won the first immunity challenge, but it's really gross out. It's raining, and I just want to get out of the shelter. I don't want to have to strategize. So we just merged, which in my mind means one thing. There's probably another idol out there, and I'm going to find that. Okay, so the 5 of us need to stick together, because it's 5v5 right now. Alright. I don't know if I'm actually going to want to stick with them, but I'm just mulling over my options right now. I want to do what's best for my game, not what's best for other people's games. Who are we going to target? We got to choose someone in case they have an idol that they would not expect us to go for. I don't think they have an idol. I got a decision to make because I still think Dan's a threat and I need to get rid of Dan. But also at the same time, he's a number right now. So I can't get rid of him. But I don't trust him. Is there anyone from your tribe that you would be willing to vote out? I don't know. I mean, I would like to stay with the 5 Maramu, because I wouldn't trust voting out one of us. What if we vote... I feel the same way. We can't vote out a Shapira, so it's 5-5. I know one thing for sure, is that I do not want to have to go to rocks. I don't want my fate to be decided by stupid rocks in a bag. I am really nervous for Tribal Council because I don't know what way this is gonna go. Like, I don't know. I just hope we can sway over someone to vote with us. We need to break up the power couple of Vanessa and Andrew at some point. Like, I know I voted for you in the past, but I want to work with you. And we're getting to a point in the game where the stronger people are threats and we don't want them around anymore. So, maybe we should get rid of Vanessa or Andrew. But we can't give Maramu the numbers because all we're going to do is we're going to go from being the 4th and 5th, because we're obviously on the outs with Ethan, Andrew, and Vanessa. So we're going to go from 4th and 5th to 6 and 7. I want to make a move. I'm ready to make a big move. But I just need people to make the move with me. Alright guys, welcome to Tribal Council. let's ask some questions. Ethan, how's it feel to be wearing that immunity necklace on the first Merch Travel Council? I mean, it feels amazing to know that I got at least another 3 days in this game. And I'm hoping what I want to have happen happens tonight, because we're in a power struggle. It's the 5 Muramu versus the 5 Chapira. We'll see what happens. Alright, with that being said, let's get into the votes. Shondo, you're up first. Alright, I'll tally the votes. If anybody has a hidden immunity idol and would like to play it, now would be the time to do so. Alright, once the votes are read, the decision is final. The person voted out will be asked to leave the tribal council area immediately. I'll read the votes. First vote, Andrew. Second vote, Dan. 1 vote Andrew, 1 vote Dan. Third vote, Andrew. 2 votes Andrew, 1 vote Dan. Fourth vote, Andrew. 3 votes Andrew, 1 vote Dan. Fifth vote, Dan. 4 votes, 3 votes for Andrew, 2 votes for Dan. Sixth vote, Dan. 3 votes Andrew, 3 votes Dan. Seventh vote, Dan. 4 votes for Dan, 3 votes for Andrew. Eighth vote, Andrew. 4 votes Andrew, 4 votes Dan. 2 votes left. Ninth vote, Andrew. 5 votes Andrew, 4 votes Dan, 1 vote left. And the 10th final vote, Dan. We have a tie. Everyone except for Dan and Andrew will re-vote. You cannot vote for Dan or Andrew. If you cannot decide after this, we will draw rocks. Alright, let's vote. Shondo, you're up. Alright, I'll tally the votes. In this box, there are only names for Andrew or Dan. There are 8 votes. Person with the most votes will become the first member of the jury. First vote, Andrew. Second vote, Dan. 1 vote Andrew, 1 vote Dan. Third vote, Andrew. 2 votes Andrew, 1 vote Dan. Fourth vote, Dan. 2 votes Andrew, 2 votes Dan. Fifth vote, Andrew. 3 votes for Andrew, 2 votes for Dan. Andrew. 4 votes Andrew, 2 votes Dan. And the 7th person voted out of Survivor Marquesas and the first member of the jury. Andrew. Andrew, that's 5 and that's enough. Bring me your torch. Andrew, the tribe has spoken. Time for you to go. People flipped, sent me home after the revote. They were too afraid to draw rocks. That's okay. I mean, it was worth it. I met Vanessa and basically won the $1 million just because of that.